Yes, you can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is the second day of presentation. Today, my topic is Chetan Bhagat's novel Revolution 2020. My topic is based on corruption in education. We will get some brief introduction of the writer Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat is a rising star in the contemporary modern Indian literature and is multi-talented personality. As we all know that the novels of Chetan Bhagat and the works that he wrote is very famous among youth also because his novels and his works, his books are somewhere we can relate to our personal life also. He tries to bring things which are very common in our life and people can relate their situations and contemporary events with his books also. He is a novelist, communist, public speaker, and a screenplay writer. His notable works includes Five Point Someone, The Three Mistakes of Lives, One Arranged Murder, etc. He was included in the Times magazine list of world's 100 most influential people in 2010. We will take an overview of the story. The Revolution 2020 is the story of three friends from Varanasi. The life story is predictable, a love story, or rather a love triangle involving Gopal and childhood friends Raghav and Aarti. Here, the story is by Chetan Bhagat. It is said that, frankly speaking, when you read the book, you see it's not so political, but it has the issues of corruption in it. It's still 80% love story, and the rest is about the issues he is talking about. Revolution 2020 is something that is very close to my heart. This was said by Chetan Bhagat. Overview of his novel Revolution 2020. But if we go deeper in sense, we will find that there is a love triangle between the three characters of the story. But corruption is something which is the turning point over their lives. So it is very important in notifying it. And if we focus on the background, the activities of corruption and all the other minor aspects, you will find that the story starts from corruption through it seems to be a joke to a student's hobby. Another thing is the corruption in the novel. Here the situation arises when there is an institute, the Ganga Tech, represent as one of the biggest institutions and predictably to be a well-reputed university, is founded on corruption and disputed land, and on which it is situated is usurped forcefully and illegally from Ghanshyam. Ghanshyam is the uncle of Gopal. So Gopal belongs to a very poor family. Aarti belongs to a upper rich class, and Raghav belongs to middle class family. So all these three characters in the novel is representing the family background also, and it also represents that how family background affects the life and the career of people. Gopal has faced many things in his life which are not easy for him to face. He has faced his father's death, so many loans on his father, and then this way he went on the corruption side. On the another side, we can see that here, Gopal loves Aarti, but Aarti loves Raghav. There is also a love triangle in it. Here, everyone waits for the opportunity of Gopal. Not only the capitalists, but the professionals are also second to none to catch their chance. In the initial procedure to establish the Ganga Tech, they had to grease the different palms at every stage. Here we can find that to establish this Ganga Tech Institute, Ghanshyam and Gopal had tried to do corruption. Here, an important aspect said by a famous Hindi poet and social reformer Kabir Das, he mentions that teachers are even greater than the god now in the system. From top to the bottom has corrupted each and all. All the people, professionals or capitalists concerned with the education system focuses on the money and only forget their moral duty. Here is a report by UNESCO on how the corruption is prevailing in India. In Indian education system, it is mired in corruption, and a high rate of teachers absenteeism is the in the country was a key factor for it, according to the new global study. The UNESCO's International Institute of Educational Planning study on corruption in education released recent says that 25% teachers absenteeism in India is among the highest in the world and second after Uganda. The global average of teachers absenteeism is about 20%. This is the most important factor, which we can say it is an obstacle in the upbringing of the students, which is the future of our country. And in India, if we talk about Bihar, there is two of every five teachers were reported absent in the figure, and UP was reported to be one third of total teachers. However, in states like Gujarat and Kerala, the figure was lower than 15%, and the report based on several small studies. Another indictment of the story states of Indian education was the view held by students that cheating in examination is their traditional right, and in India, universities cheating is now well established. If we see that from from UKG, LKG to our board exams or to our masters and graduation, we find cheating a very cool thing. We find that it is very good, or we got fun over that thing. But we don't understand the gradual effect of cheating in our life, or what it affects in our result and our personality. Here is a scam, Vyapam scam, which was very famous, held in 2013. Vyapam is an government institute in Madhya Pradesh. The Vyapam scam was an entrance examination, admission and recruitment scam that was unearthed in Indian state of Madhya Pradesh. It involved scammers, including politicians, seniors and junior officials, and businessmen, systematically involving imposters to write papers, manipulate exam halls, sitting arrangements, and supply forged answer sheets by bribing officials. The scam involved 13 different exams conducted by Vyapam. We can also get an recent example that recently we have breach of law in our in recent example, the head clerk exam was cancelled because day before the paper was released. So all these scams are prevailing in our society, but none has taken steps to prevail it. The Vyapam scam involved collusion among exam candidates, government officials, and middlemen, and undeserving candidates were offered high marks in exams in exchange of kickbacks. The following tricks are used in involving the scam, like manipulation of records, leaking of answer key, impersonation, and copying. If we talk about the education system, that how our education system is bribing the law, if we go over the period of Mahabharat, we can also remind of the scenario of Eklavya earned from Dronacharya, but Dronacharya refused him because he was not having not having the family background what other students were having. So and on the other hand, we see the character of Karna, who wants to earn the learnings from Dronacharya, but Dronacharya also refused him. And then he went to Parshuram, and Parshuram also refused him. So both are the same thing, but in the context of Dronacharya, said that I will not teach you because you are not a Kshatriya, and Parshuram says that I will not teach Karna because he was a Sud. So all these things were prevailing from our Vedic time, and still it is going on. The reaction of the social media over the scam. The mysterious death of the people linked to the Vyapam scam triggered dark humor on the social media. People had make fun of it in the fictional television of it, and people had said that it is the game version of Indian version of Game of Thrones. And online perceptions was also created that any sort of link or to the scam could bring trouble or even mysterious death. There was also the hashtags very famous like Khuni Vyapam or Killer Vyapam scam or Vyapam genocide. Over the years, the judgment had come of the Supreme Court, and it was delivered and delivered 83-page judgment and cancelled the degree of 634 doctors. And the court said the action of the appellate are found on unacceptable behaviors and in complete breach of law. Their actions constitute acts of deceit, national character in our considered view, cannot be sacrificed for benefits. If we desire to build a nation on the touchstone of ethics and characters, and if our determined goal is to build a nation where only rule of law prevails, then we cannot accept the claim of appellate or suggested societal gains. We have no difficulty in concluding in favor of the rules of law, and fraud cannot be allowed to trounce on the stratagem of public good. So by this we can understand that the corruption in education is the most important thing we need to consider, because it is the biggest obstacle in the lives of youth. We have also some film adaptations of this concept, like corruption in education. We have movies like Arakshan or Super 30. Both movies, the movie Arakshan has the concept of the reservation of seats, and the movie Super 30 belongs to that by not having not paying fees or not having the social background, the all the students cleared the IIT JEE exams. Thank you. Here are my references.